It doesn't make you to be a saint, it makes you to be a human. First, be a human. These are all human qualities, correct? Good. Which part? You want to be a human? Don't say animal, or all these are. Animals are better than us, especially these days. Animals are not poisoning the air, the earth, the water, and everything. They live here, maybe before we're sent to this world. They're not doing it, but we are doing it. Yes, we have animal characteristics, but the characteristics of the ego is worse than the animals. And there will be, on the day of judgment, people are going to be raised, but they're not in the shape of a human. Day of judgment, whatever that is inside is going to show outside. You understand? You cannot fool anymore. They will go to the category of to the side of the animals, and the animals are not going to accept. You know, says this is not from our, because the animals, they are obeying the laws. They're not corrupting it. They're not diverging from it. You think there's no law? There's a law. You go to the pond where there are frogs and there are fish. There is a law there. You don't break that law. You go up to the mountains where maybe you will have wolves or coyotes. There is a law there. You don't break that law. If you break that law, you come out. Something is going to happen to you. You understand? So now, how are you saying, how are we going to cut? Your ego wants to declare itself to be special, better than others. What are you going to do now? If it's saying that I'm better than this one. That time, how do you cut it? He's saying I'm better than who? I'm better than this one, for example. Say, I'm better than him. Go to him, help him. Even just to talk to him and say, how are you? You okay? Is there anything I can do? Just to talk, it does something to the ego, because the ego wants to be separate, put itself high, to be worshipped. You understand? If there's nobody worshiping your ego, you're going to worship your own ego worshiping itself. So you're going to go. That one, you look down on that one. Go to that one, be friends. Help him. In the old days, they say you want to punish your ego a little bit, go clean the toilet. But it's so easy. These days, our toilet is not a toilet. You understand? In the old days, a toilet is a toilet. Astaghfirullah. We don't like to be speaking about those things in a sohbet, but we've come to this point here. We have to make things very clear. We cannot be so nice so many times, because we have to speak according to the level and to the language so that it's clear. Yes, in the old days, that's a time when you are entering into the bathroom. What do you have? You don't have a flush system. You don't have nice air freshener. My ego, you are worse than that. Then you teach. This one is very easy. Everyone wears gloves, like this, and that's not the feeling, you understand? Once upon a time, there was one very famous, very popular, very intellectual scholar, the time of the Ottoman Empire. What's his name? Aziz Mahmud Hudai. He was so famous. Let's say the rank is like Chief Justice. You understand? And his understanding that although he is a judge, judging from the laws properly, he needs to follow his spirit and let his spirit to be free to follow a Shaykh, to follow a guide. And when he saw his guide, his Shaykh, and he came to the Dergah, and his Shaykh says, for you, what you need to do, you need to go to the bathroom and clean it. Understand, a Chief Justice now. So take off all your clothes, your robes of honor. You come from a very high family, a dynasty. Now go clean the toilet. Go clean the pebbles that they're using. Not just toilet. Those of you who know what I'm saying, you understand that. And his ego is hitting so hard, Because ego is saying, how can you be doing this dirty work? You are much better than this. You've been raised like this. Look at your father. Look at your grandfather. What a dishonor, saying all these things that the ego is. But if you want to walk in the way of spirituality, that's what you have to do. Just like that man who followed Hazrat Isa alayhi salam. He wanted to be following him, to follow Jesus. And Isa alayhi salam looked at him and said, you want to be with me? He says, yes, master, I want to be with you. There's the thing, everyone wants to follow, but according to their own terms. And Isa alayhi salam saying, for you to follow me, you have to do one thing. He says, anything, oh my master, I love you. I'm a rich man, I'm a powerful man, this. And Jesus said, for you to follow me, sell everything that you own and give it to the poor and give it to your enemies. Come with nothing and walk with me. The man looked at him and said, what kind of a guide are you? And he left him. That is against the ego. So Aziz Mahmud Huday, he was cleaning and he was staying in that dergah and people thought he went crazy. He joined a cult. People controlling his mind. Not understanding what is the work. When you are through that understanding, then everything is a cult. You go to medical school, it's a big cult. Yani, they even take your money. They take your time. You want to be a lawyer, huh? Here's a doctor. You join a cult. You want to be a lawyer, you join a cult. You want to be in the military, you join a cult. You cannot see, everything is regulated now. People throwing terms like this, very irresponsibly. Now if you're going to enter into a training of the spirit, that has its own laws as well. So Aziz Mahmud Huday, he was cleaning one day. And in the old days, they have a town crier. They don't have social media, you know. So they have somebody who comes in the middle of the town and says, everybody to hear, this is the news. Sultan is saying this is happening, and it says, in our town, our most beloved scholar, in our city, our most valued, highest scholar, our Chief Justice, he's gone crazy. He's lost his honor. He's left his family, and he decided to follow a cult leader. The town crier was saying that for the whole city now. Because when you come to that level too, your position is very precarious. It's very brittle, huh? Because you are depending on reputation. Little bit reputation, up. So everything is just keeping that balance there. The people of the spirit, people of the spiritual way, they don't care what the world thinks. You think any of the prophets cared what they think? So when he heard that, it's hurting him. Because it is true. Because he left every honor and now he's cleaning a crazy man from what the world is seeing, that Shaykh to be a crazy man's toilet. But to punish his ego, he says, okay, oh, my ego, you are feeling very bad, huh? You are doubting your Shaykh, huh? Now instead of cleaning the toilet with your hands, you're going to use your beard now to clean it. You understand? So he put his beard down to clean it, and that's when his Shaykh appears, went down, pulled his beard up and says, my son, it is enough. This is the sunnat of the Prophet. It is enough. You have passed. And that one became one of the biggest saints of that time. Why? Because he stepped on his ego. Discovering people. Discover people. This is why you're in this Jamaat. Discover them. Why is this one like this? What is the reason? When you are discovering yourself, you will discover people. When you say, why am I like this? Why am I so unreasonable? Why am I so angry? That one is not angry. That one has other characteristics, not so good, but he's never angry. Yes, we may laugh at him, but he's never angry. Then you're going to say, shame on you. That little things are going to make you to explode. And that one, everyone is saying something to him. And it's just nice and easy. Why you have to be like that? So you go through process of discovering yourself. You think you're so strong? Test it. Everything has to be tested. You think you have faith? Your faith is going to be tested. You think you have love? You must test the love. Otherwise, you don't know if it's real or not. So many people may say, we love you, we love you, we love you. We sacrifice everything for you. You get a little touch, a little test, then they leave everything. This happens all the time. A little thing. Oh, suddenly, this is my opinion and that is your opinion. What happened to submission? What happened to love? You understand? So, coming into your question, you understand? How to see with the eyes of your Shaykh now. The Shaykh is representing the Prophet. That Prophet is representing Allah. The Prophet, when they look at people, everyone is a child. You understand? And the Prophet, they're looking at people, they try to understand the people. Don't try, they understand, they feel more. That's why 124,000 prophets, you cannot say their lives are the best lives. Their lives, according to this world, are the most miserable lives. Betrayal, torture, whatever pain that you think you're going through, the prophets, they went. Why is that? So that their hearts, they look at you, they know. They know your pain. They know your pain, they know your pain. Allah makes them, His most beloved ones, to go through that pain. So now when they go through that pain and they look at children, sometimes their words can be harsh, but they will never inflict pain on that child. And they say, even if this one disobeys like this or like that, how can you be upset and angry to a child? How are you going to look with the eyes of your Shaykh now? At who? Which situation? Pick one. Pick one thing. Pick a small thing. Pick, for example, start with something simple. Start with something maybe physical. This is what is called sunnat, the traditions, no? I want to sit like this, but there is a way of sitting that the ego likes, and there is a way of sitting that is very spiritual, that is very heavenly. That just in that physical form, your spirit is going to be more free, your body is going to be more free. You see our friend here? He's sitting. Because certain bodily positions, it will hinder your spirit. Certain bodily positions, it will open it. Certain things you eat, it will open up your animal characteristics. Certain things that you eat, it will open up your spirit. This is connected because we're living here in this world. Because everything is connected now. But we were never like this, and we will not be like this. So more that you're trying to separate it a little bit more, to understand that I don't have to feed this animal side forever. Now, the spirit is inside the body. The spirit is trapped by the 5 senses. When the 5 senses is trapped by the spirit, now that's the time when you'll be given the permission to break through the laws of nature. But it is not breaking the law of nature. Now it is the law of love. You understand? That hadith sharif that we're talking, hadith Qudsi. My servant becomes beloved to me when he fulfills the laws, the obligations. What happens when you're in love? That's what happens. When you become beloved to Allah, then He performs actions that are not obligations, because the love, now He doesn't see this is obligation, this is not obligation. Everything becomes an obligation now. You understand? Then that time, when everything becomes an obligation, you start seeing with the eyes of the one that you love. Because everywhere you turn, you're only seeing the one that you love. And where is the one that you love looking at? Looking at you. So you fit small things first. And once you understand a little bit how your ego works, you say, would my Shaykh say those things? Would he look at it that way? Would he behave, respond in that manner? No, he wouldn't. But I don't think I can do it 100%. Don't do 100%. Do a little bit. Do a little bit. So now you are doing actions, you are saying things, and you are thinking at the same time. You realize what is the cause, what is the effect. And you're putting now someone who is representing the creator of cause and effect in front of you. You're not just going according to, this is how I've always been, this is what I've been taught, this is my experience, this is just how I'm going to behave, like a robot. No. You start thinking a little bit, then there's a time you start polishing your actions. Then it'll have more meaning. The more you ask, the more answers you have, the more meaning it will be. If you don't ask, you don't get answers. It's meaningless. When things become meaningless, they become corrupt. They can be the most meaningful, but it becomes meaningless. Then you're going to leave it. But you know what? We have meaning, especially mankind. Everything has meaning, but Allah has created us to understand what that meaning is and to understand Allah. He has not created angels to understand Him. As one saint is saying, what? Man has the capacity, only mankind has the capacity and understanding and the knowledge to see nothing else but Allah. You understand that? Nothing else will be able to see that. So, step by step, inshallah, we'll get there. Wa min Allahu tawfiq. Al-Fatiha.